What is up, viewers of the Daily Discussion? I'm Drew and I'm back for the Senate update video. So basically what we have here is the Pennsylvania Senate election. The polls so far are showing as you can see right now, we have Oz, obviously, with the Trump endorsed candidate. He is looking like he's the guy to go with for Trump, and he seems to be polling, but it's a tight race. Second, we have Barnett, who really surged out of nowhere. You can see consistently she was, way back when, she was not doing great. She was polling around 10%, and then she skyrocketed almost like over a span of like 2 or 3 days. Then David McCormick, the Bridgewater CEO. So these are the list of the candidates so far. The main candidates being Kathy Barnett, Dave McCormick, Mehmet Oz. So out of the big three, who are going to win? Dave McCormick could win, Oz could win, Barnett could win. Out of those three, who do I support? I support Oz. Why do I support Oz? Because I think Oz is keen on winning, the general election. I was semi-scared of Oz earlier, thinking that he was possibly a rhino. Possibly maybe not as conservative as we would all like him to be, and I figured he was secretly basically just a Democrat trying to get into the Republican Party. Then Dave McCormick, kind of like him, he seems all right. He has a very, very sketchy background, globalist, of course, outsourcing jobs from steel jobs, etc., from Pittsburgh to China, which I think is a huge red flag and why I don't think he'll end up winning the primary. And then Kathy Barnett. Kathy Barnett, in my eyes, was fine earlier. I kind of liked her earlier in the race, not going to lie. But as things started to come out, I've been kind of like, do we really want her to win and run in a general election? Because she has not proven to win general elections. She has been proven to actually get blown out in general elections. And will she unite all aspects of the party? Probably not. Do all aspects of the party and like the establishment Republicans like her? No. And I don't honestly think establishment Republicans really like any of the candidates. You can see here endorsement list wise, Kathy Barnett. She's been endorsed by Michael Flynn. And just a couple people. McCormick is one very big. He has a lot of endorsements from a lot of very important people. Most notably like Ted Cruz, Mike Huckabee, Elise Stefanik, that sort of thing. And then Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz, Trump, obviously, the Trumps, like him very much so. Rick Perry, Ben Carson, a lot of very varying on the scales of sides of the party. We have far right, we have not so far right, that sort of thing. That's why I believe Oz is the guy to go with, is he can unite all aspects of the party. So I would say support Oz. And just recently, I kind of really almost completely dropped my support of Kathy Barnett over previous comments that I saw were coming out that she made on Twitter. For example, talking about Islam and Muslims. She made a lot of very hateful comments on Twitter towards that. And I don't think that's going to sit well with a lot of suburban voters. And I think it will, if we elect her in the primary, it will just lead to her getting blown out in the general election, like last time that she was elected. She's made a lot of anti-LGBTQ comments towards the community, towards that community in general, which I can't say is a great thing considering she's running to be a senator and represent the entire state of Pennsylvania. And I don't think any of those things are going to sit well. So I would say, if I was urging people to vote on Tuesday, the two candidates that I'd most likely vote for that could really tie together all aspects of the party are Oz. And honestly, I would just say Oz. I wouldn't say Dave McCormick. I think Dave McCormick would have trouble in the general election in terms of a battle with, the way it looks, John Fetterman, who we'll take a look at here in a minute, because that also plays a very important role. So I would say vote Oz, not McCormick, not Barnett. I would say Oz will take it across the finish line. Oz will hold the seat. Because the key to winning back over the Senate is holding the seats that we've had, a.k.a. this seat in Pennsylvania. So now let's jump to who they'd be running against. As of right now, it's very clear cut, very positive. Fetterman. Fetterman's up 39%. And honestly, just breaking, John Fetterman actually ended up having a stroke, I saw, which was significantly not good. He said he remains hospitalized, but he's going to make a recovery. And in terms of him winning, I believe, honestly, he's just a stoned version of Bernie Sanders. He's a very big, I believe, a socialist who the Democrats believe, because he walks around wearing gym shorts and a sweatshirt, is going to pull blue-collared workers and just unions in general, union workers, steel workers, that sort of thing. And I just don't think it's gonna work out and pan out the way they think. I think, honestly, somebody like Fetterman, he believes in socialized healthcare, socialized medicine, and he wants to legalize certain street drugs like marijuana and other drugs in general. So, like I said, he's basically a stoned version of Bernie Sanders. And I think we as the Republicans have a duty to uphold, to nominate the candidate that is going to beat him. And I believe the candidate that will unite the party, all sides of the party, and take a historic amount of momentum in Pennsylvania into the general election would be Oz. The way it's going, with a large percent undecided, I worry that people are going to vote towards Barnett and McCormick. It worries me a little bit, because I think Barnett only pulls to a far-right aspect of the party, which, in my last video we just discussed, Trump came out and bashed her, saying that she's unelectable, but then yesterday, a couple days ago, he came out and endorsed Doug Mastriano, the guy that she's running with, who they share the same ideas. So, Trump, if you're going to call her unelectable, why are you electing the person why are you endorsing the person who basically shares the same ideas as she does? So, and with, if you're voting Tuesday in Pennsylvania, your ballot, I believe, your most effective ballot should be Barletta and Oz. Barletta will win governor, like I said in my last video, and I believe Oz is the guy to pick. You may be weary, you may not trust him, but I trust him. And I think he's the guy endorsed by Trump, having a nice grassroots campaign, how he did a dose of reality and went around to certain key areas of the state. I believe Oz is the guy we need to run, and I believe Oz is the guy that will be our next senator and beat John Fetterman. So with that, I will make a video reacting to some of the results on Tuesday, realizing that there is not just one race, there's multiple. And happy voting on Tuesday if you live in Pennsylvania or any other state that has a primary on Tuesday, and I will see you later.